Someone asked Father Moore a question. Do you remember Melton and Laurie Brady from Jesus the Good Shepherd? And Father Moore says, oh yeah, they're years apart. I remember Mr. Brady, always very polite, good grades, and he stops there. Priest, he's being nice, and they ask, well, what about Laurie Brady? And Father Moore says, well, she could be distracting. You know, they have the Sunday morning for the Catholics and Friday morning for the Catholics and the non-Catholics in Catholic school. And she could be distracting with that head a spinning around. I tried an exorcism, but it didn't take. And yes, as you can tell from Melton's videos and his graphic art, actively taking part in the rest of America, in the world, hijack lifelines. Laurie and Brady Bond can reach me, John Melton Brady, by phone. You need to know how she does that. It might be her connections to the Mideast with a new gay husband. His brother Cheryl with LA Department of Water and Power has that Iranian or Iraqian a wife moved, and I can only assume it's the same as that only place I could find to live in LA. When I moved here 11 years ago, I spent a little time at the Weingarten and had to go there. Once again, can't reach me by phone. Can't have me design you some graphic art. That's our Kate's livelihood. Whenever you're calling up countless other customers, you get that boring thing. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. One, it's not going to be boring if you need the firemen, police, paramedics. And two, it's money in your pocket every day. So that Gates in the computer industry, Spectrum, and the internet cable business, whatever's a big name in your business, so they can get the business. It's how the Great Wall of Evil, which has just me and flowers and saints. I think I got a few saints in here. Should be separating them. Just me and LA and flowers and clouds and sunsets in my imagery. That's the Great Wall of Evil. That's the reason I had to spend 3 long years in Hussein's Arabia with that Saudi Arabian Muslim cleric, I think they call him that, jetting off to Saudi Arabia just before they placed that cowardly Hussein in our White House. And I always thought it was bad taste placing a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. With 9/11. Oh, it's more than bad taste. Ask and answer Jesus' question. Is Barack Hussein Obama a terrorist? I've got my answer. Oh, not only with not getting a 9/11 Flight 93 check in a decade, and my Gates livelihood of graphic arts, and also my Gates livelihood of building Jesus' Immaculate House. Try to call me up right now, tell me what you believe, to ask what I mean by Jesus' Immaculate House, and yeah, come see me in person. Tear down the Great Wall of Evil, and yeah, that's how they stay on top of things with the best way to slow down the computer industry is to be at the beginning of it, to be at the top of it. And yes, holding back the world's progress, the Great Wall of Evil, and you'll find them on both sides of any conflict throughout history, being the devil, their head spinning around and that kind of thing. But come see me in person, tear down the Great Wall of Evil. Let's get started building a better world. You can I'll save that part for after I show you the eyes. I'm doing a little genetic carpentry. Yes, I'm Melton, son of a carpenter, married dad a carpenter. Yes, father Moore knew a dad, the carpenter. In Monroe, Louisiana, dad was a carpenter on the skyscrapers up in Chicago, Illinois. And he also knew Laurie Brady. Lundell Brady, yeah, that was grandma's name. But he also knew her, very active yard mother and that kind of thing. Yes, this is your family's lifeline. I don't care if it's 1274. I'm not getting back on the insulin. I'm still suffering from the insulin. You see my hands shaking a little as I'm doing this? That's more insulin getting out of me. Intentional. They knew exactly what they were doing. It's part of me asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check for a decade, not getting one. And also seeing everything I see reminds me of the devil. You have to excuse me, Father Moore, with my chair, my wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair since 2014. Lost 80 pounds in 1 month. Went from working for the Saudi Arabian city by the sea to the Good Samaritan Hospital. They got some nice Gregorian chant there if you're ever going there. Just look for the channel. And after that, 70 plus days, got moved to the convalescent hospital from hell. And yeah, then had some bad experience with the assisted living waiver program, supposed to get you back out into, you know, places to live, that kind of thing. Ended up on Skid Row, and that's when Housing Works moved me out here, and yeah, they got a moron working for. But it was before I knew. Excuse me if I digress every once in a while. I'll try and keep it under 15. But I had talked about seeing at St. Frederick's how Will Moran had been, they were proud he's going to Annapolis or one of those places. And then my first year at ULM, Northeast Louisiana University back then, well, he walks up to me right in front of the administration building and the nursing building there, and introduced himself, and it was odd because he never talked to me in high school. He's a couple years ahead, 1 year ahead. And yeah, I brought that up. Didn't you go to that place? And he said, no, he's not there anymore. It was the oddest thing that is still stuck with me as odd all these years. And I made note that the guy next door with the vet with the chemicals in here every once in a while that are, yeah, not good chemicals. He kind of looks like the moron. And then the housing works guy, new housing work guy, comes in and not helpful with the chair, screws loose again, and Yeah. He writes down his note, his name, the new Muslim-looking gal who's also working there now. Writes down her name, number, and yeah, he's James Moran. Seems really odd. But and that reminds me of that parable I'll show you as I go do my eyes. Show you the genetic carpentry. Oh, what was in Jesus' question there is hurts to reach back. The other one, oh, that's got my California Lifeline phone to show you it's not just my Metro PCS phone. And yes, it's the mail as well. Make that video mail before you send it, it's going to be stolen. And yeah, I can always get that. Military Mormon gym one out. Yes, Military Mormon gym. Mitch tracks him down. He says, I'll show you my photos. You can print those out. You can print out the Mormons Beware image as well. From vote-truth.blogspot.com. I'll do that. All St. Frederick's alumni, all ULM alumni. Try to call me right now. It affects your business, it affects your lifeline. 424-229-4140. Now back to my Mormon military Muslim gym. Connections between those 5 people. I think I showed you that one. And the dangerous elements of the Mideast. There's the eye. Dark brown. Used to be mostly that color when I was back in St. Frederick's and Good Shepherd and even Northeast Louisiana University, now ULM. You can see a little bit of blue, lighter color here. About a year later, I think, 2014. I checked the date on this and it was 2013 March, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it has to be before. I went in the hospital, and that's the first part of 2014. You can see the smaller brown circles. They're I'll show you in the bathroom. They're disappeared. They're gone. And these has kind of white on it as it's working on it. I remember you can tell that joke perfectly just once, and just never have to tell it again unless you make it better. And yet on video again. It goes for the serious stuff. Tomorrow Sunday. What you believe in. Remember to get those Mormons to be worse. Images out to those true believers who don't like them, casing their neighborhoods, the Mormon missionaries. Casing their neighborhoods where they're hard at work, they don't like them preying on their elderly. Never mind the dogs, beware the owners. They have phones that will make videos, are making videos of your characters and your character and your crime across country. Do that. Oh, I think they go beyond the borders too. Do that there too. And Mitch knocks on Mormon military Muslim gym's door, and he says, I looked where you used to live. You're not there. I had to track you down. And Mormon military Muslim gym. Connections to yes, a cancer of the military that needs to be removed so we can all move forward and not have cowardly Husseins placed in the White House. Catch the light since I took vitamins about a year and a half, I guess, ago. And you can see the dark part there. And the blue around, new eyes are bigger and bluer, of course. Oh, they're constantly changing, and I'm having trouble with the new doc. Dr. Jackson, Roy Jackson, I believe, who seemed competent when he came in. I'll finish up the Mormon military camp. Came in, sat down, said you got bad blood flow to the legs. You got, he could tell from the way I was, kind of leaning that something's wrong with the spine. I said, oh yeah, I took an MRI, and Sony Ta said, this is out of whack, this is out of whack, this is out of whack. And I told him, yeah, you should have seen me trying to work, get anything I could find because of religious censorship back then, back like 80s, 90s. And been over this side trying to walk and do that. So yeah, it's a spinal thing. I call it a pterodactyl spine. I don't know why. It has something to do with something from the Good Samaritan. I don't want to get into it. But let me tell you my Mormon military Muslim gym parable. Mitch finds him and he says, what are you doing here? And Mitch Jim says, well, I'm doing all that hush-hush work with Mormons, He goes in whenever someone asks, why are all these Muslims running around with angry looks on their faces in Utah? And he said, I'm doing all that hush-hush work and I need my family with me, so I'm moving quickly out of New York. And they turn because the news is on in the living room there, and that's news of 9/11. Make those videos only you can make. If you're in the military, you know about that stuff, make them. And have those, have the Mormons beware at those parties, college parties, church parties, any kind of parties. And if you're of a mind to, put those two big screen TVs side by side. One's got news footage of 9/11. The other's got whatever the buffoon Trump, the wrestling guy, is doing today. I'm not a fan of the wrestling buffoon in our White House, but he's comic relief after the Hussein placing. And you can also include whatever Hussein was doing, former press conferences, that kind of thing. And in between, you try to call me, 424-229-4140. Semper Fi, aim high, fly high, win. This we will defend. Call me from every military base. For your family back home, for America. You defend America, this is part of it. Make that video what you get when you don't get me, John Melton Brady. 424-229-4140. Defend America from the threat from within. Those Mormon, military, Muslim gyms, you can call them whatever you want. And make that video. So whoever's next to you, their phone, you make a video here on 424-229-4140. Timestamp on the phone number dialed. They're wording up about it to all two phone workers covered up. And no certified mail, no not certified mail, no FedEx or UPS. Make videos of your mail before you send it. It's going to be stolen. Takes 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, to make that video of your high-tech call to me. And I've been having a whole lot of bad luck. That I wouldn't call it luck. It's intentional. It's the devil, and always reminds me of Personal Knife in the Back sister, Laurie Brady Pond, and her gay husband. That screw right down here, one of them, if you can see a mark on it, that's the one. Came out again. You find out what the streets can do. Came out again. Harassment techniques at an all-time high here. With spectrums decibel law breaking complete. Remember to look wherever they are in your neck of the woods for the loudest ones. That's where they're conducting harassment. You make videos of that. That senator working on a nice bill to help folks, and spectrums right next door to the office or the home. Anything like that. Make videos of spectrums decibel law breaking complete across the country and look for the loudest. That's where they're conducting their harassment techniques. And that screw there came out. Came out on the floor in front of my table there. Oh, that's gold. Look for his image. I think I did a good job. The chair behind Stone Cold. Just posted it yesterday. Look for daffodilia.blogspot.com, DAFFODILIA. ChristComplex2.wixsite.com/daffodilia, DAFFODILIA. And also youtube.com/DNFD series or /Melton for imagery. Hit the links, they'll take you to a Flickr, and it'll take you big Flickr collection. You can find Mormon Square now, and 25,000 plus examples of my work, and it'll also take you to the Google Drive. I've got the Mormon Square, 2 of those, and my new 5s, the taking posts in front of Dignity Health and the LA Fire Department. Before you send your tourists out here, you need to know what they know about me. Asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check for a decade, not getting one. Because if you're coming out here and you have something bad happen to you, you need to know you can get decent medical help. I couldn't. It was intentional. And you need to know from Dignity Health, wherever they might be, what they know about that their active participation covering up the insulin poisoning would be the saying that they're the best scenario. But it was intentional. It was about me asking for 93 checks for a decade, not getting one, and then being an active part in that. Call them on that, and don't send your loved ones, your kids, to them until you have that a good answer for them. I don't think you're going to get one. But anyway, the screw was thrown out right in front of my dining room table there. And I looked down and both screws were missing. So I had to send code back to Burbank Medical, which I made a documentary of it. It was that bad. Taunting a man in a wheelchair, being condescending, being arrogant, not giving me SSI numbers, which I had to call up IHS PASC, the one who has the worker come in to help me with my laundry. Kind of stuff. I had to call them up and they gave me some numbers. You can call Monday. That in September, middle of September. But yeah, not far before the insulin poisoning on the 20th. I got to go back, and already he's the same thing. The screws come out. And I said yesterday it was either Burbank Medical, and the go seemed fine. I mean, real good. As far as everything, they've replaced the worn out armrest. The tires look better. May have replaced them, I don't know. But it was either shoddy work by Burbank Medical, and yeah, you don't know who you're talking to through this phone. I'll give them that. And the only time gold left my side since they returned it was when the LA firefighters, yes, one of those drunk ones, and at least one of them drunk, one on the left side of me, as they put me in their chair to take me to Glendale Memorial so that they could earn their 5s with dangerous treatment. And arrogant as hell. You check and post a 5 from them, you need to know. Call me from your hospital, or if you're unfortunately in their hospital. If you can't reach me, you don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work there. 424-229-4140. But that's the only time gold left my site, when I was not getting into a hospital to get proper treatment. So it's either that or either Burbank Medical or the LA firefighters being even more disgracing of a noble profession. You don't have to believe a thing I say. You call them up, ask about these things. Been around. Me asking for a 9/11 Flight 93 check has been around. Not the 5s themselves. For a decade. What do you know about the man asking for 93 checks in a decade and getting a whole lot of bad treatment from different LA firefighters, paramedics? What do you know about that? Get their answer before you send your tourists. Come tell me in person about the best place to build Jesus' Immaculate House. Tell me what you believe. And yes, you don't have to call it Jesus' Immaculate House. You can call it Opportunity House. Opportunity for a whole lot of folks. But I have to tell you that because it's, as Father Moore used to say, it's heaven, it's hell, or it's purgatory.